Hello everybody and welcome back to Saxlingham. So we have finished this harvesting here. So when we ended the last episode there was only, I think there was only one or two sort of widths to cut. So we've got them done, so that's all finished. We have also, when I started the game up to get ready for this episode, I did get pulled away. So I did start a spraying contract, put a worker on that, which then completed it with before I could get a chance to actually come on. So anyways, there is a spraying contract to collect on. But for something a bit different, we are going to make our way over to the pea field. So that's where we are heading now. And also, myself and the family were sat down talking about obviously YouTube, well, talking about all things, but YouTube and this channel came up. And something that very interested us was where everyone's from who is watching. Do feel free to leave a comment below, let us all know where you all are, especially because there's 4 or 5 people who do comment on a regular basis, which is very much appreciated because I think it all helps towards the algorithm. It'd be very interesting to know where you're all from. As you can see in the top right, that harvest in field 12, that's still going on. And like I say, we do have that fully automated. There is the odd little hiccup that's going on there, which, well, thankfully, I can pause recordings, quickly go sort them out before coming back to make it look like I was never there. So let's put this on. And I've never actually tried using, because we've got the mod that allows us to, or should allow us to do peas, which I better just check that they are ready. I'm certain they were. Yeah, ready to harvest, brilliant. So we can get in. I don't know whether we can store these in our silo or not. I'm rather hoping that the case is we can. Right, let's just drop in and make a go here. Will it give us no straw swath, obviously. I know you get pea straw, but that just normally gets ploughed straight back into the ground. Right, we are going to, and it's relatively, is that slow or fast? 10% there. This could be quite good at yielding. But anyways, we're going to get this field done. We do need to sort out getting a worker to us, because currently there is no tractor and trailer on its way up here. What I may do is, if we just get to this corner up here, we can then sort it all out, get a worker, get the fast track. That'll probably be the best idea, because we also need to, like I just said before, need to work out whether we can tip into our silo or not, or whether it's worth maybe just selling these straight off the field. Right, with that all sorted, we will go to here. We can't tip peas into our grains, into our silo, so what we are going to do then is we're going to set our JC, well, I've already set it, I should say. It's going to go straight to the farmer's market, and we're just going to sell it off the field. So we are getting 3,000 litres per, £3,000 per 1,000 litres, which is a shame, because if we could store them, which would mean tipping on the floor, which that could, we'll get a tractor and trailer up here first, but yeah, if we do, we get an extra £500 per 1,000 litres, which that's a huge difference. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take that tractor off a worker because it may want to make its way over to the sell point now, which I don't want it to do. So we are just going to, now that's empty, let's hop over. Wait, come back, can I get in? Right, I'm in. Right, whew, that was close. So stop them. I can't bear to think, you think there's 40,000 litres there. So we'll lose it. So what would that be? Would that be £20,000 we're losing in that one trailer load just because we've got nowhere to store it? So I do think we are going to end up tipping this onto the floor. But what we are going to do is I'm going to get it full, and then once it's full, we're going to take it down. I don't know whether there is any storage for peas, which is a bit interesting. So I know there's plenty of like say your potatoes and sugar beet, you can't store them in your silos, but there is other sort of storages for them. So we're going to have a look to see what the crack is going to be there. But with this, I reckon, what will it be? If we've got 80,000, well, 40,000 there. Okay, we won't get another 40,000. We may get another 30,000 litres off. But I just want to get enough so that we can get this trailer full and then have a reassess. We have put a grain shed down, so we could use that. We'll just have to take all the machinery out of it, which is rather annoying. And as you would have seen, I was looking on the construction menu and I can't find anything which would take it, I don't think, unless we were to have to go for something that would be unrealistic or modded, I don't know. Which, yeah, it's slightly annoying, but anyways, like I said, we'll get the combine full once more when we're tipping into there, and then we can get back down to our farm and have a reassess. And we are now full. A few more litres, there we go. So we don't get this over to the trailer and empty out as much as possible. I have had a thought, which can be a bit dangerous. If we go on to here and have a look at it's one of these two, so that's 123, that's 100. So there, can we get to 123? What contracts have we got here? So that's the spraying contract I said that I put the worker on doing, and they finished it within. That contract is all, well, it's finished. We just need to deliver what we have, and we've got a fertilising contract to, well, it didn't take much of that at all. Let's turn that off. And we do have a fertilising contract and a bale wrapping contract. So I reckon if we take this down to one of the sheds, because there's sheds down there, and I think that would solve all our problems if we were to buy the bit of land with a shed on, and then we can tip the peas straight in. Then it gives us also storage. If we do go down the root crop line, it gives us storage for all of that. But right, let's make our way down to that shed. So it's this bit of land on the left I'm thinking about. Could be a good option. Oh look, the contract, that's going up, so it's 98%, 99% and 100, and we've benefited. Have we only got 118? Oh no, here we go. That must have been one of the tanks emptying, because it's one of the American 3-door tanks. So there's more money coming in. So how much money is that giving us bonus? 8,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,200 environmental score, which then means if we go to contracts, we can collect that one for another 52, and that brings us within reach, which has just made me think there's some sheds up there. Let's just see which is the cheapest on here. There's these sheds here. Oh no, we don't want to buy that. Okay, no, that's far too expensive. So here, 123, and this one was 100. Yes, so we're going to get this one. Oops, I swear I clicked buy. Did I not buy? No discount. We'll just have to live with that. And let's buy that. So we now own this shed, which I magically teleported into, which is really annoying because it's not a grain star. Ah. Right, we're going to tip our peas in here. That's, how do you tell between the two then? of whether they're a grain store or not. But anyways, we'll tip these into here, and we've only opened one side of the door, and at least we know that they're undercover and they're out of the way. And it should only be one more trailer load of peas to come in, so it's not too much of a job for us to come in and load them up. I'm going to tip them near this door though, just for convenience sake. Oh, that's really annoying that we got the wrong shed. But anyways, and when we leave, we'll go up and have a look at that other yard, see what's there. So I think it is Control Y to force a tip. No, Control I. How do we get a tip? Listen, now it's saying Control I to tip onto the ground, but it's not letting us tip onto the ground. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to go back onto here. Let's just get out of this shed before we cause any problems. And it may be because of the shed not being a grain store. So what we are going to do is we're going to go to just get out of that. So we're going to sell this, get our money back, which puts us to 133. Oh, we need a little bit of money to get into that one. Oh, I'm desperate not to sell these. I think that one's a grain store. So if that one's a grain store, that's where I want to sell. It's just, do we have anything of ours that we haven't sold that we could sell, like machinery wise? No. Okay, we've got that, but that doesn't quite get us there. So we'll sell. We'll sell this from the menu to see if that gets us anywhere near. We can. I think we can sell that. I think let's sell our trailer. Let's go to, what else can we sell? What else can we sell? Most things we do use. Our cultivator, that's only worth 4,000. What's this worth? 4,000. Let's sell that. And now let's see if we can go 144. Oh, this is going to be close. Brilliant, let's buy that. If this doesn't work, and that's worked out in our favour even better, because we got a 25% discount on that, so we've actually made more. Well, we didn't have to sell those things, but right, let's open that. Right, this looks more like a grain shed, so we'll try once more. If this doesn't work, then I think we're either gonna have to leave them in the trailer for now, or look on Mod Hub to see if there is a pea storage anywhere. So let's put this back to this corner here. So it says Control I. Why is it not working? Right. Well, unfortunately, I don't think we can do anything about this, but I'm going to have a look on Mod Hub. Right, so change of plan. Again. We're going to sell this. I do eventually want to buy all this. So let's sell that. Let's get our money back there. Right, now with that sold, we're going to go to our yard, because I have found a silo on Mod Hub which will do green beans and peas. I think it's only £9,500. We just need to find somewhere where to put it. I have been toying with, if we go up to that top bit of grass up here, we could go this way around. Whether we'll get through the gate, because we could be a bit longer now than what. Well, this trailer's definitely longer than the other trailers we've been taking through. Whether we put it up here, or we have a look to see if there is anywhere in the yard that we can just flatten to put it onto, and then that is where all our peas we can then store until it's ready to sell them. Which, from what was meant to be a relatively straightforward job, it's now become very, very complex. So, oh, that was close. Let's just try this again. Nothing like just driving straight over a fence or straight in a post. Which, to be fair, whoever put them in deserves a medal, because they've kept them, they're fairly solid. So it's either we put it up here. So let's go have a look. silos. Okay, £19,000 is what it was. See, so it's very small, but I would prefer it to be here somewhere, because then it's staying in with the rest of our yard. So, can we get it in there? That seems like a better sort of fit for it. Because if I go down there and losing half, and I've taken up all the room over here, I would imagine, because I've just got to also think about the our auto drive course. I don't want to get in the way of that. So just to show you what I mean, that's these dotted lines here going along, that is where auto drive is taking it. So we can put it just off to the side. I don't want it to be too bad. We can put it just off to the side like that so vehicles can still get in, and if need be we can get rid of the tree behind. So if we press B and give that a go. Right, we need to raise this up slightly. So we want to be here, raise this one, raise it all up like so, and then we'll soften it. I'd much rather raise it up more and then soften it a load more. So now we've raised that up. If we go to soften, this will be, we can make this a bit more severe by pressing, how do we change this? How do we increase it? Brush strength. There we go. So we increased that far too much. But you see how we're slowly getting rid of it all. That's brilliant. It's just there that I'd like to get rid of. So let's just dip that down like so. And I think we ain't too bad at that now. Let's just soften ever so slightly. I'm fairly happy at that. And then, like I say, let's just take that off so we can see what we're doing. I think that tree at the back will have to disappear because that's coming straight through the silo, but at least now we know auto drive can still work, and we can then go and unload our peas in, finally. Oh, I'm sure it said we can unload our peas. Oh, I don't. Okay, yeah, there. Unload peas. So I just need to lift it up where the tractor is and then smooth it down. So I'll get all that. Oh, I've changed it to grain door, haven't I? Right, stop that. It's brilliant. Right, we'll get these in, and what I'll do is once these are in here, I will just sort out where the tractor is, and I'll sort that tree out on the back to make sure this looks as nice as possible, and then we'll continue with that harvest up there, because I think we spent far too much of this episode, 1, gassing, and 2, messing on with peas. So, with that now done, we can make our way back up to the pea field. I have sorted out around the back, so we've taken the trees, well, there was 1 tree and 2 bushes that were going through the silo, so I've taken those both out. And I have replaced it, because it looked very bare, with a very old oak tree, so that has cost us £1,500 to put that in. Right, so we'll leave that on with the worker now. They can get, it's a wheat field, isn't it? Yeah, they can get on and start harvesting this wheat field. We will now make our way back and we'll go get the JCB so we can tip our last load of peas. There's a car coming, so we better wait. So we have another 40,420 litres of peas to go into storage, so that should bring us over 80,000 litres in total, which at £3,500, £3,500 a litre. I've completely missed my turn. That I want to be is over here. £3,500 a litre. We're going to be making a lot of money when we do eventually come to sell these. So my guess for the max value of these, I reckon will be 250, and hopefully be sort of like 300,000. But we won't know until we get these tipped in here, and then we'll be able to get a better idea. But yeah, you'll see there's the big oak tree I put at the back and just cleared a few of the bushes, so it doesn't look now too out of place, or at least I don't think so anyways. Right, let's go on to here. So peas. Oh, brilliant. That's absolutely amazing. We go get max value for that. You can see the difference. You know, we could have sold them now and got ourselves 275,000, but we've almost put another 25 grand on just by building. Well, by doing that, we've paid for the silo, let's say, and that also then means that we can now do more peas in the future, and it's not going to cost us. So we will benefit more and more. Right, let's turn that off. Sorry, I just had a hiccup then. And we will go find the fent, which I think it's over here, with our new baler on, and we will look to bale the... I always forget what field numbers they are. 38. So this will actually be the first time we use this baler. We bought it in the previous episode to swap out for our class because we're having a few problems. So I'm quite actually looking forward to using this. Just have to make sure we're on 240. Glad I checked because we were on 220 there. So we'll turn this on and get this just dropped down to begin with. And then before we do any baling, I just want to go onto the contract page because we do have a fertiliser contract that needs to be completed. So that's how much? 18,500. And is there any more harvesting which would be worth... not harvesting, any more contracts? That's too far away really. Mowers, we don't have any mowers at the minute, so we'll just leave that. We'll leave that as it is. We're certainly going to have some bales to sell come December, January time. So there is just a few little bits that we could go pick up, like this bit here. There's a bit more just to the right, and then where we started the harvest, which where we started cutting into this field, which I think was just to the left. There's a bale right next to it. So we will just gather these little bits up. There may be a bit down there, but it's not too important for us to do this because we do have the unload bale early mod. So it's not like if you're close to finishing a bale that we need to fill it up to get it out, which is unbelievably handy. As I think I said before, I cannot understand how Giants haven't implemented that as base game, you know, of what you get. So right, if we sort this out, we need to unload those two, And then I won't unload that one because we do have up at the top. How are they getting on? I haven't seen anything, so I'm hoping they're doing okay. There's 2 workers up there. There should be 2 workers up there. Where is our fast track? Our spray is finished down there. We're missing a tractor. I don't know where it is. Oh, he's up there. What's he doing up by the shop? So I have just sorted out that issue of our JCB being down there. So we do have, so we've got a field of bales in field 40. We've got a field of bales here, which, how many did we make? Let's just have a look. Statistics. So we did 39 bales in that time. So they'll be the same again there. So what's that? That's 3. So there's going to be six or so loads already of bales that need to be taken. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take this up to field 50 where they're combining and where the JCB's just got back now. So then that's ready to bale that. And then after that, it's just a canola field to do. Our Claus will get him back because he was doing a fertiliser contract for us. So, and then we've just got a bale wrapping. So what I may do in the next episode, we may start it by doing the bale wrapping contract whilst we let this, let our combine and workers sort of get a fair way into the field before we then start to bale. Because I would like to finish the harvest, I'd like to do the canola ourselves. But then we'll have to have a real think of where we're going and what we're going to be putting into these fields, because now we've got the pea silo, I would like to go down the route of peas. And also, if we are just whilst we're here, I'll show you, because I'm sure there's one right here. If we do believe to go, well, do decide to go into productions, there's bits of land like this one, which we could... I'm just trying to debate. I've tried to avoid doing any tabbing or out like that, but I have done it once or twice by accident. So let's just have a quick run over there. So here, the likes of Farmland 61, we could put productions on here. And what's nice is it's out the way, so you're not going to really see it too much. And we have this field just here next to it all. But right, I'm going to say to you all, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, especially all the waffling on that I've been doing and the dilemmas with our peas. But I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye for now.